Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is the Minister ML Kimble coming to you live, guys. I wanted to give you guys an update with the motion that we did file in the Lucas County Court of Common Pleas today, requesting an expedited trial in the matter regarding Marquis L. Kimble versus McNeill Chevrolet. So we're going to cover the motion that was filed in the court today. Please like, share, comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Word on the Street Talk TV. I do appreciate all of the support, and please don't forget to continue to share this information as we continue to fight for our justice. In the Court of Common Pleas, Lucas County, Ohio, Marquis L. Kimble, plaintiff, McNeill Chevrolet, defendant, case number C12025-01909, Judge Lori L. Olender, motion for expedited trial. Now comes Plaintiff Marquis L. Kimble, appearing pro se, and hereby moves this honorable court pursuant to Ohio Rules of Civil Procedure Rule C6D, citation review recommended, and the inherent authority of this court to manage its docket for an order expediting the trial in this matter. In support of this motion, plaintiff states as follows. Introduction. Plaintiff Marquis L. Kimble respectfully request that this court expedite the trial in this matter and schedule proceedings to commence within 30 days. So we're requesting that the court honors that we have our case heard within the next 30 days. Like I said before, these guys have had over a year. They've been playing the back and forth happy horse game, contact my attorney, and then the attorney doesn't respond and all of that stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous, and we are not going to stop until we get our justice. And so we are requesting that this matter be heard within the next 30 days. Like I said, it doesn't mean that the court's going to grant it, but, the court did approve and grant our request and waived all of the fees associated with this case. So I am 100% positive of thinking that there shouldn't be any reason, unless the court is backed up, that we cannot have this case heard within the next 30 days, especially due to the severity of this case, as well as the implication that McNeill Chevrolet could possibly be involved in the destruction of the HCV Distribution Corporation's business, the HCV store, which is in currently a matter being heard in the Fulton County Court of Common Pleas under the Honorable Judge James D. Bates. We actually are supposed to be providing our revised complaint and answer by tomorrow in Fulton County Court of Common Pleas, and this information will be included with that claim or with that complaint because of the fact that there is history between me and McNeill Chevrolet, and State Farm never once contacted McNeill Chevrolet during their investigation, which supports the fact that they did not conduct a full thorough investigation as required by the Ohio Revised Code. And this supports that. So anyway, days of the date, this motion, due to the ongoing harassment, financial harm, and continuing adverse effects being suffered by plaintiff as a result of defendant's actions. This motion is made in good faith and is supported by substantial documentary evidence, witness testimony, and police reports that demonstrate the urgent nature of plaintiff's claims and the necessity for expedited judicial intervention. As set forth more fully below, plaintiff has made reasonable attempts to resolve this matter through formal cease and desist letters prior to seeking this expedited relief, but such attempts have been unsuccessful in stopping the ongoing harassment and harm. Factual background. Plaintiff was formerly employed as a finance manager at Defendant McNeill Chevrolet in Swanton, Ohio, where he was the only Black finance manager at the dealership. I'll go a step further. I was the only African-American employee for most of the time that I was employed there. However, they did hire 2 other African-Americans, but they did not last long. And I do have, a relationship with one of them that is going to hopefully be utilized in this matter, because she can offer her experience, and I'm not going to share her experience because that's not my place, but she can offer her experience of what she went through being employed at this dealership. This is not something that has not been talked about. It's something that's been going on for years. During his employment, plaintiff was subjected to racist abuse, exclusion, and harassment, including but not limited to discriminatory pay practices that at one point reduced his compensation to approximately $150 per week for a period of 6 months. That is 1,000% the truth. When I decided that I was going to resign from my position from McNeill Chevrolet, they offered me a position to continue employment there, and they promised me that they would not change my pay because they wanted me to stay working at the dealership. And so they allowed me to work part-time at the dealership, bringing my credit repair customers into that dealership and hopefully, flipping them into vehicles. And so the reality of it is they made a promise to me that they did not keep. And for 6 months, I suffered, barely making ends meet to support my family until I just got sick of it and resigned, making it nearly impossible for plaintiff to support his family. The hostile working environment and threats of adverse consequences if plaintiff reported the misconduct. Now, let's make sure I explain this to you. The hostile work environment and the threats of adverse consequences, this goes into when Mr. Koss, the dealership's executive president or part owner of McNeill Chevrolet, said to me when I told him what I experienced with the Swanton Police Department. He actually contacted me and said to me that he was hearing through town that I was planning on proceeding after the Swanton Police Department legally. And if I was going to do so, that he and the dealership would have to disassociate themselves with me. Now, that right there is adverse consequences for reporting what I've experienced with the Swanton Police Department. 1,000% misconduct that is even documented with the direct conversations that I had with the mayor, the current mayor of Swanton, Ohio. I have a direct conversation of me explaining to the mayor what we went through at the hands of the Swanton Police Department. Not only did they neglect our business for over an hour after being notified that our store alarms were going off, they were located 0.2 miles from our business and somehow did not respond to the destruction of our business until an hour after being notified. So you want to explain that to me like I'm a 2-year-old? How are you in walking distance from a business that store alarms is telling you there's something's going on at the store? The store lights up the entire street, but yet you guys go the wrong direction purposely and do not respond to the crime until an hour after being notified. And then you conduct an investigation on me and falsely accuse me of setting this thing up, forgetting the fact that if anybody was going to set up a crime, they would have had to have pre-warned knowledge that the police were going to show up an hour late. I don't have any family or friends running around Swanton, Ohio at 5 o'clock in the morning. Whatever happened in this town was not thoroughly investigated. I complained to the mayor of the town, Neil Tope, what happened. And I shared this with direct conversations with the mayor. So this information was put out on what I experienced from the Swanton Police Department. And so for McNeill Chevrolet to then contact me, impersonating the same exact Swanton Police Department that mistreated me and my sister and neglected our business, falsely accused me of a crime, wrongfully interrogated me, and wrongfully obtained my fingerprints as a suspect when we were the victims. So this is why this is a big issue. This is what brings McNeill's into this situation, because again, why didn't State Farm question McNeill's if I worked there as the finance manager for 7 years? So anyway, if plaintiff reported the misconduct, ultimately forced plaintiff to resign from his position, resulting in significant financial losses, damage to his professional reputation, and diminished future career opportunities. Absolutely. My name is Mud in Swanton right now. If you Google and ask about me, there's people in that community that to this day will say I was involved in an insurance scam or whatever it is they want to come up with because of the lies that were told and spread about throughout that town. Not to mention our insurance agent sharing our personal claim information with people that are not listed on our policy, and he admits it under oath and nothing is done about it. Jeff Lambert in the same town. Everybody in this town knows what happened to our business, but nobody's speaking up. So I will give you guys one fair warning right now under the sound of my voice. If you have any information as to what happened to our property, HCV store, or you have any documentation of anybody that might have sold or distributed our property, please contact us so we may include this information with the complaint. Because I'm getting rumors that not only was our property being distributed throughout Fulton County, I don't know if it's true. I don't have any factual evidence of it, but what I do have evidence of is the fact that we have lost our entire business, and to this day, none of our property was returned. Following plaintiff's departure from employment, defendant has engaged in a pattern of continued harassment, including, but not limited to, impersonating police officers, monitoring plaintiff's social media accounts, intimidating plaintiff's family members, and engaging in other actions designed to cause plaintiff emotional distress and economic hardship. Plaintiff has documented evidence of harassment occurring on multiple dates, including but not limited to February 4th, 2024, April 25th, 2025, and May 5th, 2025. So as you guys can see that within the last 30 days, I've experienced these guys either A, watching my social media platforms, B, sending me mail to my home, or C, these guys have been constantly ignoring every single opportunity to respond to these violations. They've ignored, they passed the buck, and now, according to the Court of Common Pleas, their listed retained attorney is listed on the court's website as inactive. I don't know what that means. Does that mean she's inactive as an attorney, or is she just not even your retained attorney? Who's playing the game here? I don't know, but we're going to get down to the bottom of it. Plaintiff has filed police reports regarding the harassment, including a report filed on October 25th, 2024. We filed a police report literally back in 2024, and nothing was done about it, guys. The Lucas County Scamified Prosecutor's Office says, I'm not going to file charges against somebody because of a drunk text. What do you mean a drunk text? It's a violation of the law. Anybody from anywhere that impersonates law enforcement, it is against the law. Anybody can look that up. If I acted like the police, I guarantee you they would be at my door with the silver bracelets ready to arrest me faster than you can say the words hoochie mama. So how is it that this guy can get away with this for over a year and nothing is done about it? This is why we're seeking intervention through the courts. We have witnesses. Legal authority. The court has authority to expedite trial proceedings pursuant to Ohio Rules of Civil Procedure Rule 6D, which provides for the reduction of time periods for cause shown and by order of the court. Additionally, pursuant to Ohio Rules of Civil Procedure Rule 16, this court has broad discretion to establish scheduling orders and manage its docket in a manner that promotes the just, speedy, and inexpensive determination of every action. The Lucas County Court of Common Pleas local rules recognize the court's authority to expedite proceedings when circumstances warrant such action. Ohio courts have recognized that expedited proceedings are appropriate in cases involving ongoing harassment, particularly when such harassment causes immediate harm or distress to the plaintiff. Argument. Plaintiff has demonstrated good cause for expedited trial. Plaintiff has demonstrated good cause for an expedited trial based on the following factors. Ongoing harassment. Plaintiff has provided substantial evidence of ongoing harassment by defendant, including written records, such as texts, emails, and social media messages. This harassment has continued despite plaintiff's attempts to resolve the matter through formal cease and desist letters and emails to their so-called attorney, which we have documented evidence of. Documented financial harm. Plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer documented financial losses as a direct result of defendant's actions, including loss of employment, damage to professional reputation, and diminished business opportunities. Police reports. Plaintiff has filed multiple police reports regarding the harassment, including a report filed on October 25th, 2024. Which demonstrates the serious nature of defendant's conduct and plaintiff's reasonable efforts to seek protection through law enforcement channels. Witness testimony. Plaintiff has identified multiple witnesses with direct knowledge of the harassment who are willing to testify, including William Amato, whose testimony will corroborate plaintiff's claims regarding the nature and extent of the harassment. He heard the message when Mr. Koss contacted me. This witness heard this message. We were together when he heard it, and he's going to serve as a witness. Prior attempts at resolution. Plaintiff has made good faith efforts to resolve this matter without court intervention through formal cease and desist letters, which have proven unsuccessful in stopping the harassment. Expedited trial will not prejudice defendant. An expedited trial will not unfairly prejudice defendant for the following reasons. Defendant has been on notice of plaintiff's claims and concerns through the previously sent cease and desist letters and emails. The evidence in this case consists primarily of documentary evidence and witness testimony that is readily available and does not require extensive discovery or preparation. Plaintiff is willing to participate in emergency mediation before trial, demonstrating his good faith and willingness to explore all reasonable avenues for resolution. Defendant's ongoing conduct demonstrates an awareness of the dispute and the issues involved, such that expedited proceedings will not deprive defendant of a fair opportunity to prepare a defense. The balance of equities favors expedited proceedings. The balance of equity strongly favors expedited proceedings in this case for the following reasons. Plaintiff continues to suffer immediate and ongoing harm as a result of defendant's harassment, including financial losses and damage to his professional reputation. Delay in resolving this matter will only exacerbate the harm to plaintiff, potentially resulting in additional financial losses and continued distress. Plaintiff is available to appear in court on short notice, 24 to 48 hours at any time, demonstrating his commitment to moving this matter forward expeditiously. Plaintiff will submit a sworn affidavit describing the harassment incidents within 48 hours of this court's request, further facilitating expedited proceedings. The interest of justice and judicial economy are best served by addressing this matter promptly rather than allowing the harassment and resulting harm to continue during protracted litigation. I apologize. I need to get something to drink here. Relief requested. Wherefore, Plaintiff Marquis Kimble respectfully requests that this honorable court grant this motion for expedited trial, schedule a trial in this matter to commence within 30 days of the date of this motion, issue an expedited discovery schedule to facilitate prompt resolution of this matter, order an emergency mediation session prior to trial if the court deems it's appropriate, and grant such other and further relief as this court deems just and proper. Respectfully submitted, Marquis Kimble. And then I had to sign that they were served notice of this documentation today, which they were served electronically, and they will also be notified by the courts upon this court's delivery, which will be within the next 5 days. So, guys, this is what it is. These guys have made a decision to take it this far. They made a decision to continually ignore what has happened here and ignore these violations. They made the decision to ignore the fact that they impersonated law enforcement. They harassed. They made the decision to ignore the things that I put up with as their finance manager for 7 years. Now, again, I'm not an idiot. I didn't just wake up yesterday, and I do know what the statute of limitations means, meaning that I resigned my employment in 2018, which means I can no longer bring claims based upon the treatment that I experienced during my employment. However, when you contact me impersonating law enforcement within the last year, you reset that clock. And although I can't come after you for what you allowed during my employment, it definitely can be brought up in this matter. Because at the end of the day, it shows a pattern. And until we get down to the bottom of who did what and why we still haven't figured out who destroyed our business, we're going to go after each and every person. We're going to subpoena each and every person. I don't give a damn, because at the end of the day, somebody did something. Somebody knows something, and we're not going to stop until we get our justice. Please like, share, comment, and again, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Word on the Street Talk TV. You can also follow us on all other social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed on purpose.
And since the time you gave me your tiny hand, I knew I wanted to be your man, yeah. 'Cause I've been thinking of you. I've been thinking of you. It's all about you, baby. I've been thinking of you. I've been thinking of you. You must know that you are on my mind, not for this minute, but all the time. This song I write is just for you.